Look at the manufacturing data today in Europe, for example, right? We're now really coming in a major bounce because we were a year ago in a significant collapse. So as the economy really picks up this quarter, the industrial sector will get, I should say, hot. And so I cannot see that really cool off too much in what you're seeing in the Dow Jones Industrials, for example, or any kind of the broad industrials ETFs. But we're also entering the quarter with significant anticipation on the reopening. It's happening. And I think that is leading us to a potential new rotation as the segment lead in. There's infrastructure plans building, maybe politically challenged for a number of months, but we can expect some sort of infrastructure. So I think you also want to start looking at part of the industrial side, the infrastructure side, and there's broad exposure to be taken there. To say IFRA ETF, for example, as an idea.
Yeah, and you also maybe want to take a look at, according to you and I read your daily note. It's very good, by the way. At companies that, we talk about, returning to work, and everybody's sort of like, well, it's going to be hybrid, whatever. Listen, in 5 years, 3 years, things are going to be very different. I mean, all this work from home stuff, it's going to change. We got to look at the markets and the stocks that we can't even sort of comprehend right now, like Europe, or they're going into new lockdowns. That's kind of when you want to buy, is it not?
Absolutely. I think actually, you could think of Europe's strategy as in, okay, with locking down and it's a very restrictive policy on the economy, but yet Europe is going to get a significant flood of vaccine too, and they're going to get their rollout. So it may become a really interesting timing here to look at European leisure hospitality that has seen a bit of a decline in the last number of weeks. So people got worried about that they had a delay of the reopening. I think actually that's where the value is. So yes, you want to get some exposure in that sector too, because Europe, with all its political challenges, it does have a lot of recovery ahead of it too. It's actually lagged other parts of the world, and yet it has a big rollout of vaccines coming.
Are there parts of the market, Ben, you want to sell? We always ask about what to buy. I should probably say, what do we sell to raise the money to buy the stuff that we want to buy? What is over and done with?
Yeah, that's a challenging question always, Brian, because you want to stay optimistic, and there's a lot of value out there. The one sector that hasn't done well over the past quarter is, of course, in bonds, because economy gets stronger, so interest rates are rising. I don't expect yields to start declining as much just yet. So you don't want to be really too focused on bonds still at least in the start of this quarter. But I also think that, for example, on the technology side, there's value there again because there is good companies like Microsoft, IBM that have significant amount of profit. I think that's good exposure, but maybe like the real high-flying technology continues to be, that's sort of run its course, right? The reopening is happening. There will be continued rotation out of technology into reopening.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.